morning, young minds. Today I would like to share some more information about the refraction that was discussed in the yesterday's class. So now I will continue. So whenever the light is enters from air to water, we have discussed, that is nothing but when speed of light in the first media is greater than the second media, that is called denser media, then the light bends towards the normal. Now, the second case, whenever the light enters from denser media of speed v1. So, whenever the light is entering from denser media with a speed of light v1 and to rarer medium of air, what happens to the light ray? Whenever there is a change in speed, when light is entering into a different medias of different speeds, what happens to the light? Light undergoes change in the direction. How it goes? It just bends away from the normal. So this is the case we have to discuss. So whenever the light is coming from denser media to rarer media, how it goes, the refracted ray moves away from the normal. Here you should think about the speed of light in the first media V1 is always going to be less than V2. If the diagram is like this, you should think it as the medium speed will be less than V2. And some more information I want to tell is the ray that is going to be incident on the surface, we call it as incident ray. What we call it as incident ray. The ray that is entering into the second media, which is changes its direction, that we call it as refracted ray. Just see. So here, what is the ray? We call it as incident ray. This is the light ray that is incident to the surface of the two medias. Is it not? And the ray that is coming, changing its direction, we call it as refracted ray. Okay. Here we should remember that the ray, if two lines are going to be there, you can measure the angle. So if the angle between the incident ray and the normal, we call it as incident angle, and the angle between the normal and the refracted ray, we call it as refracted angle. So next, in refraction, the second law, how it states that the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant, and that constant we call it as refractive index. Okay, why we are studying this change in speeds and change in the light direction means we are going to calculate any medium's refractive index. So basing on the property of refractive index, you are able to find the media's speed of the light in different medias. So whenever the light undergoes refraction, you are able to find a constant term that is nothing but refractive index. మనము ఈ లైట్ అనేది రిఫ్రాక్షన్ అనే ప్రాపర్టీని తెలుసుకోవడం వల్ల ఏమి చదువుకుంటున్నామో, ఇంకొక థింగ్ ఏం తెలుసుకుంటున్నామో, ఇంకొక టర్మ్ ఏ పదాన్ని మనం అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాము అని అంటే రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ అనే టర్మ్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తున్నాము, డిఫైన్ చేస్తున్నాము ఈ చాప్టర్ లో. సో వాట్ ఈస్ మెంట్ బై రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్? It is a ratio of sine of angle of incident to the sine of angle of refraction. Next, according to the speeds, we are able to define refractive index in the other way. We know very well about the speeds of light in different substances. You know very well about the speed of light in vacuum is nothing but C. Speed of light in vacuum is equals to how much? It is equals to C. Whereas speed of light in transparent substances is equals to transparent substances like water, diamond, kerosene, coconut oil, water. These are the substances which are transparent, where the light enters to pass. Then we call them transparent substances. So for transparent substances, we take it as V. If these speeds are going to be given, if speeds of any two medias are being given, there will be a way to calculate, or there will be a method to calculate refractive index. Refractive index ane padamu ఇంకొక రకంగా కూడా డిఫైన్ చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాము. అది ఎలా అంటే refractive index, what is the letter used? N. N is equals to C by V, where C already know speed of the light in vacuum, which is a constant value, which is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. What is the velocity of light in vacuum? It is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. V is the speed of light in different substances. Whatever substance you are going to take, that speed you should write in this denominator. When you just divide with these velocities, you will get a constant we call it as a refractive index. When any new term is going to be introduced, we should find what are its units. So the units for refractive index, let us think. Just a second, half a second. Are there any units for this? Just compare this formula into units. C means speed. What are the units of speed in SI system? Meter by second. Here also the speed also, the denominator is also speed. What are the units? It is meter per second. If these two are cancelled, are there any units? There are no units for refractive index. Okay, followed? Again I will tell. What is the refractive index? How to define? By using the formula, you are able to write the definition. First, you should remember two medias means two speeds. So C is constant, C, and V is the speed of light in any media. So whenever the light is going to be entering from medium 1 to medium 2, the ray undergoes change in the direction. That property we call it as refraction. Refraction is this. Basing on the refraction, you are able to find refractive index. So N is equals to C by V. There will be some examples I am going to give. So refractive index of diamond is 2.42. What is the speed of light in diamond? So we should find V. Okay, V diamond. What we are going to find? V diamond. How we are going to find? Just only value of N is given, is it not? So from this, if you substitute the value of N in this equation, what is the equation we have to take? N is equals to C by V. That implies N value is how much for diamond? 2.42 is equals to C value is how much? 3 into 10 power 8. Already C value you should remember, it's a constant value, which is 3 into 10 power 8 divided by what is the value we have to find? V. Is it not? So by cross multiplication, you just get V is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 by 2.42. Its value approximately equals to 1.16 meter by second. So whenever you are given refractive index, you are able to find the value of speed. Is it not? Next example, you just take refractive index of glass is 1.5. What is the speed of light for glass? How much? Can you do it? Yes, you will do it. Simply, it is N is equals to C by V. which is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 divided by 1.5, which is equals to 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Just I am showing the difference. If you know the refractive index values, means n values are known. N values are known. So n values are known. You are able to find v values. Is it not? And how this relation n is inversely proportional to the speed of the light in different transparent substances. So if the value of n is more, so n is more, how the value of v? It is inversely proportional, means it should be less. It is decreased. అంటే ఒక త్రాసును పట్టుకొని ఎన్ వాల్యూ ఎక్కువగా పెంచినాం అనుకో వి వాల్యూ ఏమైపోతుంది, ఇది డినామినేటర్ లో ఉంది కాబట్టి కిందికి వచ్చేస్తుంది అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే జస్ట్ బై నోయింగ్ ద ఎన్ వాల్యూస్ మనం తీసుకొని ఎన్ వాల్యూని మనకు ముందుగానే ఇచ్చేస్తారు. ఆ ఎన్ వాల్యూ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెంట్ మీడియాస్ మనకు అవి కాన్స్టెంట్ వాల్యూస్, వాటిని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకుంటే ఈ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ మనం కంపేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. ఇక్కడ ఈ రెండు చూడండి, ఫస్ట్ మనం డైమండ్ కి గ్లాస్ కి తీసుకుంటే, ఇది డైమండ్ అన్నాము, ఇది గ్లాస్ అన్నాం కదా, ఈ రెండింటిని తీసుకుంటే దేని యొక్క స్పీడ్ ఎక్కువ, దేని యొక్క మీడియం యొక్క స్పీడ్ తక్కువ అనేది గమనించవచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ మనము స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ ఇన్ గ్లాస్ ఇస్ మోర్, నెక్స్ట్ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ ఇస్ ఇన్ డైమండ్ ఇస్ మోర్. అంటే ఏ మీడియా అయిపోతుంది, ఇది రేరర్ మీడియా అవుతుంది. ఈ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ అనేది లెస్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఇది డెన్సర్ మీడియా అని చెప్పొచ్చు. సో ఒక్క రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ అనే పదం తెలుసుకుంటే మనము ఆ మీడియము ఎటువంటి మీడియము, రేరర్ మీడియమా డెన్సర్ మీడియమా అనే విషయాన్ని తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. అంతేకాకుండా ఈ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ అనేది 2 థింగ్స్ మీద డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది. అది ఒకటి నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ది మెటీరియల్. సో n will depends on nature of the material, and one more thing is wavelength. So my dear students of 10th class, you will get 4 marks question or 2 marks question from the tabular column that was given in your textbooks. Basing on the refractive index n value, you are able to find its velocity speeds. Basing on the speeds, you have to able to find medias, which is rarer media or denser media. Just look into the value of n. n value ఎక్కువగా పెద్ద వాల్యూ వచ్చేస్తే, n వాల్యూ అనేది మన టేబుల్లో బిగ్గర్ వాల్యూ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, వెంటనే నీ మైండ్ ఎట్లా రావాలి, ఆ v వాల్యూ ఏమవుతుంది, ఓ లెస్ వాల్యూ. సో when n is more, v value will be less. You call separate it first 1, you make it as 1, and second value, second ఇప్పుడు మనము డైమండ్ తీసుకున్నాము, n వాల్యూ మోర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఏమైపోయింది, v వాల్యూ లెస్ అనేది నీకు అర్థమైంది. ఇంకొక సబ్స్టెన్స్ కూడా తీసుకున్నాము, ఐస్ కి తీసుకున్నాం, సారీ గ్లాస్ తీసుకున్నాం. ఈ గ్లాస్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు దాని యొక్క v వాల్యూ ఏమైతుంది, ఇక్కడ n కంపేర్ చేస్తే దీనికంటే ఇది ఈ వాల్యూ లెస్ ఉంది కాబట్టి మనకు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా v వాల్యూ ఏం రావాలనుకుంటాము, ఖచ్చితంగా మోర్ వాల్యూ వస్తుంది అని అనుకుంటాం. సో ఈ రెండింటిని కంపేర్ చేసి ఏ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ మోర్, ఏ స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ ఏ సబ్స్టెన్స్ లో లెస్ అనేది కంపేర్ చేయటం వల్ల ఏ సబ్స్టెన్స్ నుంచి ఏ సబ్స్టెన్స్ కి ఇది రేరర్ మీడియం నుంచి డెన్సర్ మీడియం పోయిందా, డెన్సర్ మీడియం నుంచి రేరర్ మీడియం పోయిందా, లేదా గ్రాఫ్ అనేది గీయచ్చు, లేదా రకరకాలైన క్వశ్చన్స్ ని ఈ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ స్కిల్స్ అండ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ కింద 4 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ లో ఈ టాపిక్ మీద ఖచ్చితంగా క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగడం జరుగుతుంది. బి అలర్ట్. So one is the most important concept, refractive index. How to define? N is equal to C by V. What are the units of refractive index? No units. And there is how to calculate the refractive index of different substances using the formula N is equal to C by V. And basing on this, which substance is having highest refractive index, you should remember it as diamond. Next, I will define relative refractive index. Next is relative refractive index. The term relative is itself. We have to compare. What is going to be compared? The refractive index of the two medias. We have just taken refractive indexes of the glass and refractive index of diamond. We are just comparing these two. Then we call it as relative refractive index. And these are denoted by N1 and N2 are the two refractive indexes of the two medias, medium 1 and medium 2. How to define the relative refractive index, which is denoted by N21? How to call the relative refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium? Here N21, how we are writing? We are comparing the refractive index of second medium. We are writing N21 means we should write it is comparing second medium to first medium. So how to denote N21? It is a refractive index of comparing second medium with respect to first medium. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is denoted by N21, which is equals to a formula you should remember. So it is second medium to first medium comparing. So this value is equals to V1 by V2. Means speed of light in first medium to the speed of light in second medium. అంటే మనకు టూ మీడియాస్ యొక్క రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్సెస్ ఇచ్చినా ఇవ్వకపోయినా వాటి యొక్క స్పీడ్స్ తెలిసిన రిలేటివ్ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ N21 is going to be calculated like this. Next దీన్ని కొద్దిగా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తున్నామంటే divide this whole equation with C, V1 by C divided by V2 by C, which is equals to మనము according to the formula of N is equals to C by V, can I write N1 is equal to C by V1? Yes. So C by V1 ని రివర్స్ తిప్పేస్తే మనకు V1 by C అని రాయొచ్చు కదా. So 1 by N1 divided by 1 by N2, which is equals to N2 divided by N1. Follow how the relative refractive index will be explained like this. Here the ratio of speed of light in first media to the speed of light in the second media, which is equals to V1 by V2. Again same thing, which is equals to N2 by N1, or I can write it as N21 is equals to V1 by V2, or which is equals to N2 by N1, or we can write it as N12. Can you write it? N12 means relative refractive index of first media with respect to second media. Second media with respect to first media. First media with respect to second media means what should write? V2 by V1, which is equals to N1 by N2. How to get N21 is equal to reciprocal of 1 by N12. So this is called refractive index of the second media to the refractive index of the first media. How to define relative refractive index means it is the ratio of refractive index of second media to the refractive index of the first media. This we call as relative refractive index. Next class we'll go for lab activity which explains the sign of angle of incidence to the sign of angle of refraction. Do the worksheet completely. If at all, if you have doubts, please ask me on WhatsApp. Thank you one and all.